that you have to go.
Hello, everybody. Whirlpool, P7 Connections, and Redneck T-Shirt Hut coming at you this morning. I get on here because, you know, it's mind training. This morning, I decided to do it while I'm on a treadmill. Probably hear it in the background a little bit. I got a trainer on here using my iFit app, and we're walking through the hills of the Scotland Highlands, and he tells some stories pretty cool. I would be running, but due to the Army not affecting my back, or that's what the VA says, have a lot of lower back pain and sciatic issues, so I do these hikes where, you know, you walk in at a steady pace, get your heart rate up, and we run the elevation all the way up, but it's all controlled through the app. But what I wanted to come on here for, I didn't want to come on here and talk about exercise, but it's good for the mind to exercise. It's good for the body. It's good for your insides. And, you know, everything you do affects your psyche and your mental abilities throughout the day. So you got to give yourself a little love, a little self-care. Get off the couch, get moving, do things that interest you. Sometimes we do things that's not interesting to us, but yet we do them anyway, right? Well, I'm on here today doing this video because I want to talk to you about mindset, success, what it takes to succeed, and just stuff like that. So I start my day every day with a prayer before I even get out of bed. Yeah, that's right, I'm a religious guy, but my religion is neither here nor there. I'm not going to push it on you because I don't know if that's your cup of tea or not, but it's mine, and I truly believe in that. I associate myself with uplifting people. I don't associate myself with people who choose not to aspire to be anything better than they are, because I feel like in my heart that we were all put here on this planet for a purpose, and that's to help one another and to be kind to one another and to learn how to be good people. Unfortunately, it don't always happen. Some people learn how to be bad people and they just get worse. But that's their choice, not mine. They're the ones that have to live with those decisions. I don't. So that's kind of stuff I'm going to talk about on here. So after I get up and I get my kids off to school, and I start doing little videos, inspirational videos on TikTok. I share those at Whirlpool 52. And I have come to the conclusion that my ability to motivate people today is lacking a little bit. But I don't know if it's lacking. My ability to motivate people, I don't know if that's a lacking, or if it's just the ability of people that I come in contact with are not motivatable. So I tend to think it's my ability, because I think everybody's motivatable, depending on what that is. So I listen to John Maxwell every day. And if you don't listen to John Maxwell, or you've never heard of John Maxwell, you might want to listen to him sometimes, because the dude is a genius. You know, he's almost 70 years old, and you'd never know it unless he told you. You know, he's, some people would say, a self-made millionaire, multi-millionaire. But I agree with him that that's not possible, because everybody has to have somebody to help them along the way. So there's truly no such thing as a self-made millionaire, because he didn't do it by himself. He surrounds his people. They all surround themselves with people. And then I like listening to Steve Harvey. I like him. I like his comedic stuff. When he's not too vulgar with it. I think in his older age he's gotten a little bit where he's not so vulgar. And I like that, because, you know, laughter is good exercise for the soul. But Steve Harvey is also just a good inspirational speaker as well. And he talked about taking that jump. People who want to be in their own business, or they wonder why or how people are successful, or how people got rich. Well, I'm going to tell you, our society has developed trends that ain't going to make nobody rich. Because, you know, I have a business where we speak and we inspire and we uplift people, because people should be uplifted. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody is special. Everybody can be good. And we live in a world where you can be anything you want to be. And it seems to me that the hardest things to be are accountable and kind. And you say, hey, Will, why do you say that? Well, on a daily basis, I talk to people on how to change yourself, how to be better. And the first step of that is accountability. You know, and people tell me, they're like, Will, I want you to teach me these things. And then when I tell them, say, well, here's my number, call me. We'll talk. I didn't ask you for anything. You asked me. But yet you're not accountable to anyone to continue that progress. You fail at step one, accountability. See, I'm a firm believer that we are building a society of wimps. We really are. Because accountability has gone out the door. A man's word ain't his bond no more. Somebody tell you they're going to do something, don't hold your breath, because you might die. See, these are things that I teach my kids, my children. I got an 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, 2 6-year-olds and a 4-year-old. And when you ask them about being on time, they'll all tell you, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. And that's why I live. That's what I live by. Honesty. Integrity. So when you fall through on accountability, your integrity's out the window already. Because you say you want something, but yet you're not accountable. You have no sense of what would the word be? You have no sense of self-respect, let alone the respect of other people's time, energy. You know, when I reach out to people in my little videos, I ain't just reaching out to people, I'm just saying it, you know, for myself a lot of times, because we all have to have something to keep us going, because there's so much negativity in this world, so much so many distractions. You know, we got virtual reality affects the minds of young kids. Not in a good way either. Studies have shown that this virtual reality crap degrades the psychic of young kids. And then we have non-stop TV. Netflix found that their biggest competitor on the market by far is sleep. So they're trying to figure out, companies are now trying to figure out how to keep you awake. You know? How is that going to help you? It's not. But it sure helps their pocketbook, don't it? Alright? So, we spend all our time on TV, on videos, TikTok. TikTok is the biggest waste of time and money and effort and energy if it's used in the wrong way. Technology is a wonderful, wonderful tool. You can make friends all over the world. You can share a message. It can be uplifting. People use it to destroy. You know, they destroy other people through social media, which is one of the lowest of lows there can be. Technology. People use it to scam other people. People use technology to do anything they can do to get ahead in this world. It's pitiful. It is a monstrosity. I use technology myself to try to lift people up, help people, to maybe be an inspiration to somebody. You know, I really try to reach out to the young folks. 'Cause I'm 52 years old. You know, I've lived half my life. I tell my kids all the time, jokingly, that I plan to live to 100. After I've lived 100 years, then the good Lord can take me on back, because I'm no more good to people. But you know what? I didn't realize this when I was young, but the older you get, the more useful you become. Your back is weak. Your arms get a little weaker. Your body gets frail, but your mind is full of knowledge. John Maxwell teaches that a man that quits learning has stopped growing. So you continue to grow your whole life because you continue to learn stuff that's useful, add value to other people. And you do that because you have a brotherly love in your heart for one another. You don't do it for your pocketbook. You know, kind people, generous people are going to succeed regardless. They don't have to go out there and solicit people to make money. They don't have to do that. All they got to do is be kind, be true, be genuine. And I can promise you, you'll never hear that from me. I'm genuine in everything I do. Because I was taught a long time ago by my daddy, a man's word is his bond. And if his word ain't worth nothing, he ain't worth nothing. My whole life I heard that. I heard my whole life, can be whatever you want to be. You can do anything. Don't never let nobody get in your way. If they get in your way, just run over them. My mama's a strong woman, determined, no failure. Not that you're not gonna stumble, because you will stumble. But you only fail when you stop trying. And you know, growing up as a kid down south in Mississippi, my formative years of life, I guess, my first 4 years of school, we lived in, well, even before school, but I guess about the first 11 years of my life, we lived in a lot of different places. I lived with my aunts and uncles. My mom got robbed, got shot, but she was too damn mean, too damn stubborn to give up. They shot her 5 times, point blank range. She got up and walked to the side of the road to hitchhike to a phone so she could call the police and let them know she'd been shot and she's on her way to the hospital and what hospital she's going to. Now that's determination, people. That's the kind of determination I grew up with. That's the woman that taught me to work hard. You know, hard work is important. Smart work is important too. And then my daddy, rest his soul, he died about 11 years ago with cancer. And it was a shock. It was a shock to the whole family that my daddy had cancer like that and he died. But he had cancer of the liver. And he was already an old man. And when you get old, you can only sustain a sickness like that for so long. I'm sorry about this light. I'm outside. I've got a wolf dog. And she carries everything out in the yard. But anyway, going back to my family, because I want to tell y'all about me. Because I want you to be able to trust me. I want you to be able to understand where I'm coming from. Because I'm not just freaking griping. When I talk on here, I'm not just griping. I'm actually trying to teach people something. So, my daddy, one of those, he was a man's man, you know. He was the fella that would give you the shirt off his back. But he always told us, he said, a man that will lie to you will steal from you. And that goes back to that accountability. Because when you fall short on accountability, you're in essence telling a lie, right? You lied twice. You lied to the person that you said was, I'm coming. And you lied to yourself because you said, yeah, I want to know about that. So I'm going to tell this fella or young lady or whoever you're dealing with, I'm going to tell them that I want to know, but in essence, you don't really want to know. you have this idea, this preformed conception in your mind that everything is easy, and it's not. Not everything is easy. And some things that are easy are so easy that us as people, as humans, we get in our own way. We don't follow through because we let our minds beat us. You know, back during the, I call it the Crusades, but it's the time when the world was expanding. Everybody was coming from Europe to the New World, to the unconquered frontier that had already had millions of people living here. The Spanish would bring an armada of conquistadors. And I'm going to look up that word conquistador to be precise on what the definition of a conquistador is. But if you would imagine a conquistador being a conqueror, they conquered lands. And see, that's how, as people, we've always, there's always been a struggle of who is the most powerful. And land, taking over a land, taking control of a people, has always been a measure of human superiority. So, it's not been what we've led to believe about racial and color and where are you from and all that kind of stuff. It's always been about human superiority over the next human, regardless of the colors. Because we've had slaves throughout the world of all different colors. And I just bring that up because it kind of ties into being with the conquistador piece of the pie. And I apologize for the noise in the background because I'm doing my chores and I'm trying to be efficient as I do this video and this podcast that I'm gonna put on Anchor. Hopefully it'll be on Spotify and Apple and all that other stuff too someday. But anyway, conquistadors, the Spanish, they would go to the new land and they would, when they got off the ship to go conquer that land, after they got it all downloaded, they set the ship on fire. Yeah, no joke, set the ship on fire. And you know why they did that? They don't give themselves a back door. They can't fail. You got two choices: conquer or be conquered. That's it. Because you can't retreat. You're not going back to Spain. You're gonna die right here unless you conquer. Okay? That's accountability, people. I don't care who you are. That's accountability. That's determination. That is raw, true grit. And I tell you that because we have lost our way here in this world. Nobody's accountable. Nobody's expected to be accountable. But you're not going to succeed in life without accountability. You know, most people go to work every day and they try to figure out for themselves how am I going to get rich? What do I have to do to get rich? Well, they pay people to tell them how they're going to get rich. I can tell you for free. I can even help you get there for free. I can provide you with a system. It ain't free, but I can provide you with a system that will help you get rich. But you have to be accountable. See? You see what I'm saying? Accountability. So Steve Harvey said at some point, you got to trust in God. You got to trust in what your mom and your daddy taught you. Your grandparents. And there's many, many other people that say the same thing, that you have to trust that you were put here for a greater purpose than just mediocrity. But when you're all the way at the top of that mountain, all the way up on that cliff, you got two choices. You could be a wimp, walk back down, or you can jump. You can jump. Now, I'm not talking about jumping off of a real mountain, okay? Because that's dumb. I'm not jumping off of a real mountain. I'm afraid of heights. And I've never understood my whole life why people want to jump out of airplanes and jump off mountains and use bungee cords and all that. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not a thrill seeker. But I am a risk taker. So you get up to the top of the mountain, top of your mountain, whatever that may be, and you jump. Now think about that. Just falling. Because you've just taken a risk. So now you got two choices. You jump. There's no back door. Because you ain't no bird and you can't fly back up. But you got two choices. Succeed or die. That's it. What are you willing to sacrifice to succeed? How far are you willing to go? And it's not going to be painless to jump. Because you're going to fall. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get scuffed up. You're going to get your clothes ripped up. You're going to get your feelings hurt. You're going to lose some hide. But you're going to learn from it. I'm a firm believer you don't fail until you stop. When you stop trying, you have failed. See, I've always had this longing in my life that there is more than just living. You know, I didn't grow up with a freaking spoon in my mouth. I grew up on a 52-acre farm out in the middle of nowhere in Podunk, Mississippi, in the middle of the Bentonville National Forest. I learned how to hunt and fish, and I learned how to be a good person. I learned integrity and Christ-like values. I learned being honest with other people. You look a man in the eye and you shake his hand and it's a deal. I learned determination. I learned that if you don't work hard, you don't eat. That's what I learned. See, I grew up on that farm from the time I was 12 years old until I turned 18 and moved out of my mom and daddy's house to start my own life. I learned that ain't nothing in this world free. Nothing. And if you think something in this world's free, you're deluded. Because it ain't free. The air you breathe ain't free. God gave it to you. God can take it away from you. See, that's where, as a people, we've become delusional on how it works, how it really works. See, the moment you think you're in control, you're no longer in control. Because you have to rely on something bigger than you. So, I tell you this about me because I want you to understand where I'm coming from. So, I worked on that farm, in a chicken farm, raising eggs to raise the chickens that you buy in the grocery stores. I learned that you work to survive. But there's more. There's more than working to survive. What if you work to live? What if you work to help others live? What if you work to help others battle their demons? See, that's why I do this, is because it helps me when battling my demons. You know, the VA, they give you medicine. They want you to take a pill. A pill is a cure to everything. You know, I'm a firm believer that there are people that need medications. Everybody needs something. Some people have a chemical imbalance in their mind. Some people just have an imbalance that they don't know where they fit. Some people have an imbalance that they say, you know, I don't know how I'm going to be able to live this life and be productive. It's because they ain't met the right people. So when I started my business the first time, I started it by myself. And I had this grand ideology that I could appeal to the masses by myself. So I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of hours and thousands of dollars. I mean, lots of dollars. Built this beautiful website. Had a guy that was managing it for me, and I was paying him big money. And he just up and decided that wasn't what he wanted to do, and he ghosted. I had a dude run off with a whole bunch of my money. I partnered with people that said they had these grand ideas and they wanted to be this and wanted to be that and this, that, and another. And accountability. They ghosted. I followed this freaking famous dude around the country because he had an agenda to keep people safe, texting and driving in the car and all this other stuff, and he just flaked off. But I continued to tread forward, and I met up with some guys that hoodooed me out of a whole bunch of freaking money. But you know what? I learned a valuable lesson. Valuable lesson. It's about who you associate yourself with. And if you associate yourself with Mickey Mouse operations and has-beens, you're going to be a Mickey Mouse operation and a has-been too. It just works out that way. So, what does it take to succeed, you say? Well, I don't know. It just depends on what you're trying to do and who you ask what success is. Sylvester Stallone, he wrote the movie Rocky. Nobody'd buy it. He was living in New York. Had to sell his dog to make ends meet. Dude was freaking a pauper on the street. Had a multi-million-dollar franchise in his hand. People tried to hoodoo it from him and he wouldn't let them do it. He jumped. He got busted up. Got beat up. Broke down. But he didn't give up. He went on to star in Rocky, Rambo, Rocky 2, 3, 4, 5, Balboa, Creed, Creed 2. All that came from Rocky. Determination. Accountability. Being accountable. Showing up on time. Showing up where you say you're going to show up. Integrity. Honesty. Being there, willing to help somebody and not say, hey, I'm going to be there. And then never call them. Ghost. Tyler Perry. Bought like almost all of Fort McPherson, Georgia, when they shut it down. Built the entertainment studio there. Millions, mega $1 million for the young black folks. But I don't think it's just for young black folks. I think it's for young folks, period. Because the man gives back. He gives back to the community. Brought a lot of jobs to Atlanta when he built that. But Tyler Perry started in his car. He lived in his car, under a bridge, in a parking lot, wherever he could park. But he jumped. It wasn't easy, but he jumped. The man's a multi-millionaire. And he gives back to his community. But it's all from accountability. It's all from them values that I told you I learned when I was growing up in Podunk, Mississippi. Listen to Jerry Clower. Always telling us silly little stories, but there was always truth in those stories. Honesty, integrity. You say, well, Will, you're starting to ramble. Maybe. But there's madness in my method, okay? Always got a madness in my method. See, I'm raising the next generation of, I don't know what they call them now. I think they really just, after Gen X, then you had the Y2K and all them folks, you know. I'm a Gen Xer. I was raised by baby boomers. We don't have failure in our life till we quit. So the business that I started didn't go anywhere, and I shut it down and I cut my losses. But you know what I did? I started another business. But it wasn't really what I wanted. It was what I thought I wanted, but it wasn't really what I wanted. See, I've always had this hankering in my life to help other people. I've always felt like that maybe I should have been a preacher or something, but we don't have preachers in my religion. Every person in my religion is a lay minister. We don't get paid to share the word, preach the gospel. We don't do that. We do it because we love it. We do it because we're asked to. We're accountable. Accountability, see? Doing what you're asked to do. So, you know, I tried the fitness world and it just wasn't for me. I mean, I'm all about some fitness for myself, but there's a lack of accountability. You know, you make an appointment with somebody and then they don't show up. Or you try to teach them how to eat and they don't do it. They don't follow through. There's no follow through. So I got out of the fitness world and I just kind of bummed around for a while. I went to school, got a master's degree in IT. I mean, it's cool. Thought I wanted to be a teacher, but I don't really want to be a teacher. I really don't. I want to be a friend. I want to be a mentor. I want to provide somebody with some knowledge of different values that will help them be successful. So, before COVID hit, I started a multimedia company where I was going to conquer the world and be the world's greatest affiliate marketer. Well, I found out real quick that I'm not a sales guy. I couldn't sell freaking ice cubes in hell because I'm to the point. I'm a blunt guy. I don't understand any other way. I'm learning. I'm getting better. I'm starting to be a more personable and caring and understanding person. But you have to understand when I say, okay, well, let's do this. Well, let's do this and talk about it at the same time. Let's don't just talk about it and never get around to it. Let's do both. We could talk about it while we're doing it because it ain't going to get done if we don't get to working. So I tried to figure out how I was going to do that, and I spent a lot of money. So again, I spent a lot of money. But I'm willing to risk my money because I want to be free. I don't want nobody to hold me down. I don't want to have to pay nothing but insurance and taxes. Because again, that air we breathe, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for the dirt that you bought. I mean, you bought it, but you're going to have to pay for it. You got to pay taxes on it. But you're accountable, right? So I bought a software platform where you can build websites, membership sites, funnels, stores like Shopify. I mean, it's got it all. It's got direct mailers, the whole nine. I mean, it's got everything in one spot. Then I went on. I haven't like really gone on the march to find people to partner up with me where I can give them access to my platform for them to make money on their own. They don't have to pay for it. I'm giving you the tools to make money. But they're like, oh, well, what's in it for you? Well, everything has something to do with somebody. Everything. But I am giving you an avenue because you say you want to make money. But then again, we have an accountability problem. People are like, oh yeah, I want to get on that. I want to do that. But we're not accountable. So again, the ghost comes around. So I have that going on, and and then I was like, you know what? I got this platform. Let me start a few stores. I'm gonna sell some t-shirts. Because I can do that through my platform and it don't cost me nothing. So if the shirts sell, they sell. If they don't, they don't. So I bought into a partnership. A lot of money. Bought into a partnership with a guy he's a multimillionaire. And I'm not going to say the name, but the platform's not very good. It's not reliable. And they may say, well, Will, you're too hard on them because they print slow. No. That's not the case. They just working with the wrong they're associated with the wrong people. And he's able to make a lot of money on the top side selling his partnership. That's okay. Wasn't wasted money. I mean, I've learned stuff, and I will continue to learn stuff from that platform. I just won't use it to make shirts with. I will use my own. I will use a company that gets paid to make shirts, and they will produce, because if they don't produce, I will move somewhere else, and they know that, and so therefore they will produce. So then I tried to find a designer, somebody to partner up with me to, hey, let's do a profit split here. I'll pay you, and as we grow, I'll build you in to make you a full partner, and you can make money. Again, accountability. Because there's so many scammers out there in the world, nobody trusts you. Well, I don't expect you to trust me. You don't know me. But I expect you to give me the benefit of the doubt. Give me the benefit of the doubt. So I work with a designer in Indonesia. He makes me.
These are called bride tickets.
He gives me high quality images. And he is a good young man. I mean, 1992. But see, the difference between him and the young people I work with here, he's got nothing. He's trying to build a life to get out of poverty. So he works hard at it. He's reliable. If I give him an idea, he knows he's going to get money for it, so he follows through on that idea. See, it's not about whether or not you'll work hard. It's, will you be reliable? Will you be accountable? So like my friend in Indonesia that makes my designs, he's passionate about his art. And it's beautiful. He's passionate. And I think the difference between the people that I run into, that I associate with, well, I wouldn't say associate with, because the people I associate with are passionate about helping other people. Very passionate. Good friend of mine. Multi-millionaire. He ain't always been a multi-millionaire. But he was passionate enough to associate himself with some very successful people. And when he met them, they were probably 500,000-aires, something like that. They're multi-millionaires now. Because they were passionate with teaching people how to become accountable, how to run a business, how to develop systems and processes that will make you successful. And I was blessed to be connected with those people. So a good friend of mine, multi-millionaire, he texts me, "Hey, Will, how you doing? I believe in you, man. You're going to be great. You're going to be awesome." And I believe that. I believe it. Not because he told me that, but I believe it because I believe it. Because, see, I was taught from a little kid, you do whatever you want to do. Hold true to what you know to be good. Be that little kid. Take a chance. But when you get to that point, you need to help other people. See, I'm not rich, but I will be. I will be. And I'll have a whole bunch of people to thank for it. I will. Because I'm going to help a whole bunch of people achieve an above mediocre financial life. Not because there's something in it for me, but because I want them to be better today than they were yesterday, better tomorrow than they are today. See, that's what we need to strive for. We need to strive to help people, just to help them. Not because there's an ulterior motive. See, everybody gets rich through hard work. And they close them back doors. They burn their ships. They jump off that cliff without a parachute, where they only got two choices. They jump in the water, sink or swim. You know, people say, well, there's always something in it for somebody else. Well, don't you think that the joker that made a membership to the car wash had an ulterior motive? Do you actually think it cost you $30 a month? Or it costs the car wash $30 a month for you to wash your car? No, it don't. And if it does, they already have the notion and the forethought and the understanding to know that there's people that's going to pay $30 a month that ain't going to wash their car every month. The dude that decided to open a public gym is a genius. Because I want to say probably 65 to 70% of every card holding gym member in the United States never steps in the gym. They pay for that membership, but they don't go. There are people that have subscriptions to magazines that they don't read. They thought it was a good idea and they got it. I bet if you listen to this podcast or watch the video, you will, and you look at your credit card statement, I bet you're paying for stuff that you didn't even realize you were paying for because you bought it and you forgot you had the subscription. You know why when you sign up for cable, they tell you that you can have HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, all them channels that ain't worth watching for free for the first 6 months? They tell you that because they know you ain't going to stop it. That's why they give it to you. So don't you think that other people are getting rich off of you? You know, you have a public job or whatever. They're getting rich off of what you know. They're getting rich off of you because you're willing to trade your time for their money. But I'm offering you the opportunity. I'm offering everybody, anybody that wants it. But you got to want it. You can't just have the notion that you want it. You got to want it. Because I'm not going to work with just anybody. I want to work with kids that know how to use WordPress and Adobe and Photoshop and all that stuff to build great things for this world. I mean, we're living in a time now where everything's going virtual anyway. I'm offering you a chance to do it for free. Am I going to make money off of it? Probably. But you're going to make money off of it too. But you're going to make the money off of it that you put the effort into it. I'm going to make the money off of it just sitting back, letting you do your thing. But I'm going to mentor you. I'm going to talk to you. I ain't going to freaking give you a video and say, here, this is how you do it. You're going to be able to call me. You're going to have my phone number. I'm willing to take that chance on people that want to succeed. Because I love human people. We're all people. I don't care where you came from. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care your freaking orientation, your religious beliefs, your political standings. I don't care about none of that crap. I care about you. I want to help you succeed. I spent 23 years in the Army teaching young people how not to die. Teaching young people how to serve others. Because we're only as good as our service. If we serve other people, we become great people. But you got to do it with a good heart. And that's what I'm going to do it with, is a good heart. Because I'm a good-hearted person. My kids think I'm a wimp because I tell them that I'm going to discipline them, but I can't. I don't know how. They know I'm a wimp. And it's okay. But they'll never see me fail because I will never quit. I will go to my grave trying to help people and trying to show my kids that quit is not in our vocabulary. So I'm gonna wrap this podcast and video up right now, and just throw this out there to you. If you listen to this all the way to the end and you find value in it, you can reach out to me. I'm gonna put my email address in the description and the comments below on YouTube and Facebook and all these other social media platforms that can take a video of this size, Instagram, and in my podcast description on Anchor, I'm gonna put my email address in there. Email me. You're not gonna get a hold of anybody else because I'm the only one in my business. Me and my wife. That's it. You're gonna get an email. My email is will@p-7media.com. And it's got my name on it because it's my email. I don't have people working for me. Maybe I'll have some people working with me one day, but I don't have people working for me. I got no reason to lie to anybody. I got plenty. I don't need more. I want more. I want my kids to have more. I want to make enough money that I can just give money away. And I'm not there yet. So I've got no reason to lie to you and try to con you and all that stuff. Because the con artists, they're going to pay for that crap. Trust me. Nothing's free. Remember that. Be accountable for what you say. Be accountable for what you do. And I want you guys to have an awesome day. And we're going to do another one of these tomorrow. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.